Welcome to the Rise to Shine podcast with Noelle Kustas, where we ignite the spark to discover your favorite self. It is time to get real, ladies. Hello, and welcome to the Rise to Shine podcast. I'm your host, Noelle Kustas, and today we are going to talk about something I have been feeling deep in my bones, not just this past week, but really this past month. And I'm going to say the weight of it has been especially heavy over these past few days. And for context around that, I'm recording this during a week where the world feels so heavy. There have been more school shootings. There was the sudden death of Charlie Kirk, and just so much tragedy that is swirling around us. And I want to make this perfectly clear. We're not going to get into political beliefs or debates or anything like that. That's not what this platform is about. But what we're going to be diving into today is the idea of shifts in energy, in how we are showing up, in how you are operating differently in your life. I'm only referencing what's happening in the world because it stirred something in me that made me want to just go, okay, we're hitting record today. Because honestly, this message has been on my heart for a while. It's been kind of just brewing, stirring beneath the surface, and this week it just feels even more relevant. And listen, I'm going to tell you, this can be with anything, friend. This can be maybe how you're showing up in your relationships. Maybe it's how you parent now that your kids are older. Maybe it's the way you respond to stress or the way you make decisions in your business or your career. Shifts show up everywhere in life. So today we're going to talk about how to know when you're shifting and how to anchor yourself when it feels like the ground beneath you might feel a little unsteady. Okay, so one of the biggest signs, and I've learned this, of growth is when your old patterns just don't fit anymore. So maybe, for instance, you don't tolerate what you once did, or maybe you feel a new level of peace even in the middle of a ton of chaos going on around you. Or maybe you're noticing a little bit of restlessness in places you once felt really settled in. And sometimes it's a nudge that you cannot ignore. It's that, I always say, it's that inner whisper, right? That inner whisper that says, something's off, something's about to change. I can't keep doing life like this. I mean, these are some of the things that start to whisper in your heart, in your spirit, in your head, your mind. And it starts to show up in the little things. So it could be maybe having a conversation with a friend that used to drain you, but this time you walk away thinking, I just don't have the energy for this anymore. Okay, I know that sounds harsh, but this is the reality of when we start feeling that something is shifting. It could be even the way that you suddenly realize you don't need to defend yourself or prove your worth at work, at home, with family, and you just let it go. And then that feels very new, very foreign for you. It could be even a moment where you catch yourself not spiraling in anxiety like you used to. And you think, whoa, I handled that differently. That felt like a completely different me. Shifts can even look like outgrowing your own habits. So perhaps maybe the glass of wine that used to calm you down, it now just feels heavy, might feel different for you. Maybe the hustle that once defined you now feels exhausting instead of the excitement you used to get from it. Or maybe it's even the pull in your spirit that says, I am meant for something more. I don't know what that is, but I'm meant for something more. And if you've been feeling this, like you're in a season where nothing looks wrong on the outside, but inside you just know instinctively that you're being called higher. I just want you to know you're not alone. This is the shift. That is you stepping into a new way of operating, and it can be both. It can land in a place of being beautiful, but then it can also feel a little unsettling all at once. So you can have those feelings, and I want you to know that that is totally normal. And if that all sounds familiar, or if parts of this sounds familiar, let me tell you why it often feels so unsettling. Okay. Shifting isn't, how do I put this? Shifting isn't going to feel neat. It's not even going to really feel predictable. It doesn't come with a clear sign that says, hey, congratulations, you're leveling up today, right? It shows up in the in between, the space where this old way doesn't fit anymore, but the new way hasn't fully revealed itself yet. Okay, so that's what I mean. It's like it's this uneasiness because you're in this like middle ground where you're like, okay, that doesn't feel like me anymore, but yet this isn't fully me yet either. So it's hasn't revealed itself completely. And that in between, that's where so many of us are right now, me included. And I've been in this before. I've been here before with something different. But here's the truth, shifting doesn't always look like progress from the outside. It doesn't always, now sometimes it does, but it doesn't always feel like a win on the inside either. It can feel like restlessness, it can feel like confusion. There can even be some grief alongside of that because part of you knows, and here's the scary part sometimes, part of you knows you can't go back. And yet you're like, "Ooh, I can't go back to that. I know that it doesn't fit me anymore, but I don't quite know what going forward looks like either." And that is why it's so disorienting. One day you feel super steady, and then the next day you're second guessing everything and you're like, "Whoa, wait a minute." You wonder, "Okay, wait, am I changing for the better or am I literally losing my mind?" I can say, friend, you're not losing it. This is what I like to call the shedding. You're shedding it. You're shedding the old ways of coping, the old ways of pleasing, the old ways of performing. And maybe nobody's told you this, but shedding, in my opinion, is part of shining. It's uncomfortable because your spirit is stretching beyond what it used to know. So, yeah, you may wake up and feel heavy for no reason. You may feel less patient in conversations that used to roll right past you. You may even realize that your tolerance for drama, your tolerance for hustle, toxic energy, it's gone. Like you don't have it anymore. And here's the kicker, you might even grieve it a little bit. You might feel sad about that because the version of you that used to put up with it, or the ways in which you used to power through it, or maybe ways that you used to numb it, she got you this far. She's the one who got you here. But here's the thing, she, past tense, is not the one who's going to take you where you're going next. And I want to say this out loud because I believe so many women need to hear it. You're not the only one. A lot of us, again, are feeling it right now. The world feels heavy. Our lives feel like they're shifting under our feet. And if you can't make sense of it, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're awake. It means you're being called into alignment. And the reason why it feels uncomfortable is because you're standing, like I said, in between two identities, who you were and who you're becoming. And that space, I'm just going to say it, I feel like that space is like the holy ground. Not because it's easy, not because um it's easy to navigate, but because it's real. And because it means that you're alive to your own growth. You're noticing this. Okay? So that's why I say this is where the power is. Okay? So I want to talk about how to anchor yourself when this shift feels too big, too loud, maybe too confusing. Here's the deal. You can't control when the shift comes, but you can choose how to hold yourself through it. And this is where I love to say, go ahead and grab your journal, open that notes app, whatever you got. Go back and listen to this part because I don't want you to just hear me talking about anchoring. I want you to walk away with tangible things you can do. Seriously, write these down or come back to this part later. These are the anchors you can lean on when everything feels unsteady. As a matter of fact, I have to do this often. This is part of what I need to do on a daily because there are so many times I start to feel unsteady. So, number one is a faith or trust anchor. So, whatever your language is, God, spirit, simply something bigger than me, this anchor is really about surrender. Okay, so for me, it's God. It can be as simple as whispering, God, I don't know what's next, but I trust I'll be guided. It's just not about having the perfect prayer or the right belief system. You might even be, in a place of you're struggling in that space. But I want you to think about it as it's about releasing control just for a moment and remembering that you don't have to carry it all. That's what anchoring in faith is. So, here are just a couple of tangible tools because I love to give that too. And I kind of feel like I want to give you more than just talking at you. Okay. So, write one simple mantra or maybe it's a scripture on a sticky note and keep it on your mirror or your desk. And take a look at that. Have it be in front of you because, again, that's your anchor. Okay. You can even start your morning with 2 minutes of quiet, even before checking your phone, just sitting and saying, show me the right next step. And just sitting in that quiet for a couple of minutes. These are some of the things that you can do to anchor in your faith, to anchor in your trust. Because how many of you are not feeling trust right now? Then, number two is an energy anchor. Okay. Shifts are going to live in your body. When you are spiraling or stuck in your head, come back into your body. If I have learned anything in the last few years, it's that somatic work. As a matter of fact, we have had some guests coming into our Glow Up School that have really been helping us to learn how to come back into our bodies. And that's where you're going to breathe deeply. This is where you're going to ground yourself and you're going to put your feet in the grass. You're going to walk outside. Maybe it's stretching, maybe it's moving. It does not have to be complicated. Your body, one thing that I have learned is your body is always trying to bring you back to center if you let it. But you gotta let it, don't fight it. One of my favorite tangible tools is trying the box breathing. So it's like inhale for 3 or 4, hold at the top for 3 or 4, whatever it is, keep it consistent. So if you inhale for 4, hold it for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4, and do this 3 or 4 times. Just that big breathing. It just starts to regulate everything and it gets your body to come back to center. Another thing that I love to do is just stepping outside barefoot and standing on the ground, the earth, in the grass for 60 seconds. Literally, because there's energy in the earth and the earth can reset you. It's that grounding. There is something powerful in this, you guys. And here's another one too that I love when it comes to energy is putting on a song that shifts your mood. And if you want to take the extra step, you can even move your body. Okay. It could be as simply as just like rocking. It could be shaking it out. It could be swaying. It could be dancing. Go on a full-on dance mode. It doesn't matter. These are the things that can start to shift the energy in your body and bring it back to center. Number three is an identity anchor. Now, this one is powerful because this is where I want you to ask yourself, who am I becoming? And then you start to act in alignment with her. Okay, so this is where journaling comes in. You could even speak it out loud. You can start to visualize it. If the old version of you would have said yes when she wanted to say no, let the new version practice saying no. Ooh, this is tough. Okay. If the old version would have doubted something, let the new version take a small step forward anyway. Identity anchors are about rehearsing who you are becoming until it feels natural. Okay. It's practice, it's putting in the reps. Here's some tangible tools. Here's a journal prompt. My next level self handles challenges by, my next level self handles challenges by, and write it in the present tense. How are you going to handle challenges? You can put a reminder in your phone that pops up every day with a word your future self embodies. So maybe it's confident. Maybe you're someone that needs to really practice peaceful. Okay. Put it in your reminder in your phone and have it pop up at maybe a couple times a day. Maybe you want it to pop up around lunchtime. Maybe you want to pop it up before you go to bed at night. And I want it to just be one word that your future self embodies. Okay. So maybe you're not great at feeling confident, but when you see that, it anchors it in and it shifts your mind and starts to align with each other, your body and mind, when you see that because it is actually anchoring it in. And our brain starts to look for the things that are going to keep us confident, the things that are going to help bring peacefulness. Okay. And then here's another one. Try mirror work. Look at yourself and say, I am becoming her. I already am her. Speak it into existence because then everything starts to align because you are speaking it into existence. Oh gosh. I love this work, but what I love more is when you are intentional about making these changes because you can hear me all day long. You can listen to these podcasts. You can read all the books, but unless you're taking action, nothing changes. Unless you are practicing and putting in the reps, nothing changes. Okay. Here's another one, another anchor. It's a community anchor. Do not, I encourage you, do not do this alone when you're shifting. Because here's what's going to happen if you do. The old you will try to pull you back. It's going to try to make you hide, to figure it out alone. But the new you needs people around who can reflect your light back when you forget who you are. Okay? And this can be a friend, this can be a mentor, it can be a community, of course, like the Glow Up School. This is where you start to find spaces that feel safe enough for you to say, I'm in the middle of it. I'm not here. I'm not the old me, but I'm not quite the new me yet. And I'm in the middle of it because you don't want to walk this road by yourself. Loneliness, isolation, These are dangerous places because it'll always try to pull us back. So, here's some tangible tools for that. Text one safe friend today and say, hey, I'm feeling a shift happening, and I just need someone to watch me in it. I guarantee you that's going to catch somebody's attention and they're going to be like, what's going on? Talk about it. Schedule a coffee or a Zoom or take a walk with someone who makes you feel seen, not someone that's looking to fix you. We don't always need that. Like, nor do we always want that. Usually, when you're going through a shift, you're not wanting someone to fix you. You're wanting someone that is just going to see you, is going to hear you, encourage you. And if you don't have that circle yet, join one. Look for your people. Look for a program, look for a movement, an online community where women are walking through the same season. Find that moms group. Join us virtually on Globe School. I'm going to keep plugging it. Here locally, we have the Rise to Shine Collective, and this is where you will find your people. And all of these anchors don't make the shift disappear, they make it livable. They give you the stability when everything inside of you feels like it's rearranging. Like everything is just like, oof, this just feels so uncomfortable. And then they remind you that while the shift may feel uncomfortable, you are not powerless inside of it. And let me say this, the fact that you're even aware of the shift means that you're already rising. That's the good news. A lot of people just numb out and miss the invitation to grow, or they're too stubborn. They're like, "Ooh, I'm feeling something, but I don't want to feel that way because again, this forward moving shift, like if I change, if my beliefs change, if I change personally, what are people going to say about me? What judgment is going to come with that?" So we just numb out and we just go, I'm just going to ignore that. But here's the thing, if you're feeling it and this is resonating with you, that means you're awake. You are awake to yourself. You are waking up to a new shift. And I believe this is, again, this is my opinion, but I really, really believe that we go through lots of shifts in our lives from the time we're little. Then when we get to start making decisions independently, when we start living on our own. Gosh, I mean, think about your past. Think about the times and you can go both ways. Think about the times that you felt like you were in a middle of like a little inner battle of feeling like you wanted to change, but you were too scared to do it, so you just ignored it. But then also think of the times that you did answer the calling to the shift and you got through it. And look at who you are now. That, my friend, is everything. And this is why they say life is a journey. We don't just stop living, we don't stop changing, we don't stop evolving. I mean, gosh, I hope not. I don't want to be stuck in my ways forever. I think this is where curiosity comes in. And this is where I'm like, okay, I need to pay attention to this. So here is what I would love for you to take away with. Or here's what I would love you to take with you today. That's a better way of saying that. If you have been feeling different, if you've been noticing yourself showing up in ways that you don't fully understand yet, trust that it's not random. You're shifting. You're not who you were last season. And that is something to honor. Don't fear it. It's okay. And again, I know that it probably feels super uncomfortable. It can feel very disorienting, but I'm speaking to myself too. You're not broken, you're becoming. And the anchors that we talked about today, they are here to remind you that you're not powerless in the process. You can steady yourself when you're going through it. You can ground yourself. You can move forward even in that in between. And if you're listening right now and you're thinking, holy cow, this is me. Oh my gosh. I feel so seen. I feel like she's talking straight to my heart. Good. That's exactly why I hit record today, because you're not alone in this shift. I need to remind myself of that too. So here's your call to action today. Don't just let this episode inspire you, let it move you. Pick one anchor and put it into practice today. Write on that sticky note. Do the breath work. Text the friend. Just take one small action to ground yourself in who you're becoming. I did that yesterday, as a matter of fact. I reached out to a friend and I said, it is by no accident that you reached out to me, and I need to talk to you. You've been on my heart. I'm going through something right now that is feeling very, I said, I don't even know the words to put it in. It just feels weird. But I know that there's something in me that's shifting, and I just need someone that I can trust. I need someone that can hear me where I feel seen, I don't feel judged, and I need to talk through this. And she is a woman of such great wisdom, and I trust her. I trust her heart. So that's how I leaned into my shift feeling that I've been going through for a while. And then, of course, if you are craving community around this, please join us inside of the Glow Up School. This is what we do. We rise together, we grow together, we anchor ourselves, and we anchor each other through these shifts, because you don't have to figure this out alone. And please feel free to hop into my DMs and let me know how you're feeling. Let's chat. I'm here for that. I say it in my intro all the time. If you still listen to that part, I always say at the beginning and the end, hey, I'm here. I'm here for the coffee chats. I'm here to talk. That's what I love to do, if you haven't noticed. But you are shifting, my friend. And it's not something to survive, it's something to step into. You're ready for this next chapter, and I cannot wait to see you shine in it. And then, of course, as always, keep rising, keep shining, and know that today is right here waiting for you. Bye, friend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining me here today. Your presence means the world to me. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider leaving a rating and review, and don't forget to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Head to the show notes and let's connect. Rise to Shine Co. is ready to support you in coaching, collaboration, life tips, or even a coffee chat. Until next time, keep shining, my friends.